Hi guys, it's your shooting buddy here again, and I'm going to make one of my first videos here about the AR-15. I want everybody to know this is a video for beginners. It's not a video for somebody that's been in Afghanistan or Iraq for the past 10 years. It's not for anybody that already has 5, 6, 10 AR-15 rifles and shoots every weekend. This is a video for somebody that maybe is thinking about buying one and wants to feel a little more knowledgeable when they go to the store, or somebody that just bought one but isn't too sure of what they have, or what all the terminology might be. So here I am. I'm planning to go over this with you. Right here is the AR-15 that I built this summer. It is a carbine type AR-15. It is, as you can see, a little bit customized, but not too much. And let's go over what we want to do. The first thing we want to do is safety check the rifle. So what you want to do is drop the magazine and open up the action so that you could look in the chamber and make sure there is no round in the chamber. Now, one of the things that I see a lot of people do at this stage is they'll just press the bolt release button and let the bolt slam forward. Well, that's not a good thing to do when there's not a magazine with a round in it, because there's nothing to slow the bolt down. It's just slamming against the inside of the upper receiver and your barrel and chamber area, and you don't need to do that. So what you want to do is press the bolt release button and follow it forward a little bit so that you don't get that kind of a problem. Okay. First off, I want to show off. This is the paracord sling that I made. I think it looks pretty nice. I spent about 4 or 5 days in my free time putting it together. It's olive drab and it's got a desert camo pattern. So right now I'll take that off to make handling the rifle a little easier. And we'll put it aside. So the first thing I wanted you to see is at the front of the rifle, this right here is the flash hider. It's called an A2 flash hider, and you'll see it's got these little cutouts on it, and those are what help direct the flash away from being able to be seen downrange by somebody that may be looking to find your position. And you'll see also down at the bottom, it is got no cutouts. And that is in case you're firing the rifle in a prone position. The muzzle flash will not throw dirt and everything up into your face. So that's why that's like that. And as we move down the barrel, everybody's familiar with this cutout right here. It looks pretty cool, but I'm not sure everybody knows what it is. Right here is where you attach a grenade launcher if you happen to have one. Most people don't, but it looks nice on the rifle to have that there. Next thing up is the sight tower. So front sight post. This not only is the equipment that has your front sight on it, it also acts as the gas block. So what the gas block does is there's a hole in the barrel right here, and the gases, after the bullet passes that point in the barrel, go into that hole. There's a little silver tube that you see inside your chamber when you're cleaning your gun, and that's what forces the action to work. And we'll get into a little more of that later when we talk about how the gun actually works. You'll see over here, this is the bayonet lug. So if you ever get yourself involved in hand-to-hand combat and you happen to have a bayonet handy, this is where you would attach it to the rifle. Right here we have the Handguard, and this is happens to be a Magpul MOE Handguard. This is the M-Lock setup it's got on it, and I think it looks nice. It functions very well, and it's very comfortable to use. Attached to the Handguard is what's called a angled foregrip, and this helps you hold the rifle when you're shouldering it right here. It helps you pull it back into your shoulder, makes it much more comfortable. You'll see on the other side of the barrel on the Handguard, I put in an attachment point for a quick detach sling, and that's what that thing is there for. So as we move further down the rifle, now we have right here is the magazine well, and I put on my magazine well. If you can see it here, it's a Gunskins brand decal. They call it a wrap, and it's called American Infidel. So that's a forward charging American flag with the Arabic writing on it that says Infidel. I just put that on there for a little fun. And here is the dust cover, and you can see my dust cover has an American flag, and it says Desperata Pharaoh, and that means awake the iron. That's what they used to say in the Bronze Age days when the men were going into battle. They had to bang their swords against rocks to shake the rust off it from overnight, and they would go into battle saying that, Desperado Pharaoh. So I have that on there as well. And then you'll see here, okay, so this right here is the shell deflector, and what that does is it's a place for the ejected brass or shells to bump up against when they are ejected from the rifle, and it kind of, you can see the angle that it's at. It throws the shells forward and to the right. And that's a real good thing when you're at the range, so that you're not throwing hot brass at the person in the lane next to you, which happened to me just this very weekend. So it is something that happens, and some rifles I know don't come with this, and you may not. They also sometimes don't come with a ejection port cover or a forward assist, which I'm going to show you now. That's this button right here. And what that does, it's a ratchet type button. And if for some reason your round did not chamber all the way, you can press up against that and it will help push the bolt forward. Most people never experience a time when they have to use that function because you're not in combat and you're not throwing the rifle in water or going through swamps and nasty places in the desert and things like that our brave military people do. But that's what that's for. And obviously, you can decide if you think you need it or not. Some of the less expensive rifles don't come with that, and I guess it's okay if you don't have it. Is the Picatinny Rail, and that's what the red dot sight is attached to. It's just a very inexpensive Monstrum red dot sight that I got from Amazon.com. It works pretty good. It's not the best sight in the world, but I've been using it since I had this rifle put together in the summer, and it works out real well for me. So this is the magazine release button right here on this side, and obviously that releases the magazine. On the other side of the rifle, let me turn it around here, you can see this is, where are we here? This button right here is the bolt release catch. So when the action is cocked, you can press this button and it will slam the bolt forward. That's what we were talking about before. So that's something that you don't want to do unless you really have to. It's not the best thing to do for the rifle. Also on this side is the safety selector. So this is the fire position. This is the safe position. And that will obviously make the gun safe or ready to fire. You want to keep the safety selector on safe until you have the gun pointed downrange and you're ready to fire. Do not point the gun at anything you're not willing to destroy. Excuse me. This is the charging handle, and this is what you pull the bolt back with when you're when the bolt is forward and you want to charge a new round into the chamber. So you would pull the bolt back and let it go. At that point, you can let it go because the inertia of the round in the magazine and the spring tension on the magazine itself slows down the bolt enough, and it's got enough force to overcome all that and chamber the round, which is what you want to do. And a little further back, you can see this this thing here is called the end plate, and it is part of the buffer tube assembly. And you can see here it's also got an attachment point for a quick detach sling swivel. Over here is the castle nut, and the castle nut would normally be staked to the end plate. And what you would do is take a little maybe punch or of some kind, and you see that little hole there right next to the end plate. You would punch down on the end plate and get a little bit of the metal from the end plate to go into that little groove that's there, and that would prevent the castle nut from unscrewing on the buffer tube. And that's the proper way to do it. I have not done that on mine because I like to be able to easily take the castle nut off and maybe change out the end plate or do whatever has to be done servicing the rifle. but the proper way to do that is to stake it. Next thing further back is the buffer tube. This is a standard mil-spec buffer tube, and it contains obviously the buffer and the buffer spring, and they are captured inside here. When we go into further detail on the functioning of the rifle, we'll show you that. And last but not least is our collapsible stock. And you can see here it's got the quick attach locations for a sling swivel, I'm sorry. And that is basically the front to the back of the rifle. And this is the first in a series of videos I plan to put out that will go over this in some detail. So probably in the future, we'll have a video that shows more about how the gun works and how the gas system operates, and the bolt carrier group, and what people mean by you need to run an AR wet. It's not the same as what a lot of people think it means, and we'll go over that. So I thank you for your time and attention, and please subscribe or give me a thumbs up if you like this video. Thanks a lot. Have a great day.